Hey y'all! This pick a card reading is about finding your freedom. We'll be asking, what does your freedom look like to you? What is currently restraining you? And how can you move towards your freedom? So these are collective messages. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. To help you choose a pile, you can close your eyes, shake out your hands, wiggle your toes, and take a nice deep breath. From a centered place, set the intention to allow your intuition to choose a pile for you. Now open your eyes and allow yourself to be drawn to a pile. Pile 1, we have peace. Pile 2, we have ease. There we go. And pile 3, we have authenticity. So take a moment, pause the video if you need to, and when you're ready, use the timestamps in the description below to go to your pile. I will see you there. Hey, pile 1. All right, let's get into it. So, finding your freedom. We'll put that there for now. This card is the underlying energy. It is likely tied to what you find to be freedom. I find it very interesting we have peace, but we'll come back to that. So let's start with what freedom looks like to you. We have that's the Magician, not Judgment. We have the 4 of Swords, and we have the 9 of Cups, and the Sun. Aw. So you are a very independent soul. Freedom for you looks like the ability to manifest whatever it is that you want. Manifest, make happen. You are someone who has a very clear idea about your likes and dislikes. And freedom to you includes the ability to both pursue your passions and take a break. I like that the 4 of Swords is in here because you're not just a go-getter. You are someone who knows how to value their time, value their experiences, and understands that it's not about achievement. It's about the experience. It's about how you feel. And if you're not feeling it, then you want the freedom to not clock in that day, to take a break. We've got the 9 of Cups and the Sun. This is all about emotional fulfillment and joy. For you, freedom means the ability to pursue happiness. As simple as that. You may also be a very intellectually minded person. You may be someone who really enjoys solving mysteries and riddles and using your mind to expand your horizons, to expand the world's horizons even. You are a visionary. And you want the freedom to have your unique visions, to see the world in your own way, not influenced by others, but only by the core of your being. Very powerful. So let's take a look at what is currently restraining you. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Swords, intellect coming back in, King of Wands, and 8 of Cups. Each one of these cards is linked to the one above. So what's restraining you from being your visionary self, from having an idea and just pursuing it? We have the Knight of Cups. You are in your emotions. This can be good if you are having a good time. But the ocean is vast and deep and dangerous. And our emotions can be too. So your emotions are out of alignment with whatever it is that you are trying to bring into this world. Whatever vision you have, whatever you can see for yourself, your emotions are not backing you up. The good news is you have powerful emotions, so you can actually turn your emotions around. We're getting into some advice, but you can turn your emotions around to be a powerhouse for you. But this is going to take mindfulness. You will have to be aware of what you're feeling. Why you're feeling it is helpful, but most importantly, once you're aware of what emotions you're feeling, you need to be aware of what you need to do in order to release them. If that means taking a long bath, because we do have the ocean. If that means having a conversation with someone, reaching out to a friend, whatever it takes, that's going to be really important for you, Pile 1, because you are such a manifester. If you're not aware of where your energy is at with your emotions, then you might actually be negatively manifesting things in your life. Let's take a look at the Ace of Swords as what is restraining you. What's holding you back from taking the rest that you so rightly deserve? Your mind, my dear Pile 1. Your mind is beautiful, and it is sharp, and it feels like it can solve every problem. And if you can hear a strange sound, that's a bird outside my window. But yes, it looks like your mind is very, very active. And you may, while you have emotions holding you back, you may also have thoughts holding you back. You may think you're not capable of claiming your freedom, given your circumstances. You may think you're not able to take time for yourself. But there is always a way. King of Wands, under the Nine of Cups, that emotional fulfillment. It's like you believe that you need to control everything in order to achieve the results that you want. You need to be in charge. You need to do all the work. There's a very strong independent energy. And sometimes when you're fighting so hard for happiness, you end up pushing it away. I get a try-hard energy in this. There also might be a person, because we do have 2 court cards, there may be people who are claiming your time and your energy, and you're not taking it back from them. You might think it's part of your happiness. You might think it's part of your fulfillment. But in fact, what they're asking from you is infringing on your personal freedom. So that might be something to look at. Then we have the Eight of Cups under the Sun. You have an interesting relationship with happiness. When it comes, it can be a little scary or intimidating. Maybe you're worried that it will go away very quickly. So you may even push it away before you've actually thoroughly enjoyed that happiness. We all know that happiness is fleeting. So it's important to grab it while you've got it. This card, Eight of Cups, this speaks to me of doing shadow work, to understand why you might find the idea, the concept, the feeling of happiness to be a challenge. But let's look into the advice for riddlesies. We've got 2 bird cards. Advice for Pile 1. How can you move towards your freedom? Wow! So interesting. Okay, so we have the Watson. I believe that's how you say it. This is a very ancient bird. It says, flourish through maintaining tradition. And I love that it's looking to the left, which is traditionally the direction of the past. We have the ancient wing. Dare to be first, dare to be different. This is the first dinosaur that grew feathers and had some ability to fly. The first lizard turned bird. I'm going to grab the animal cards before we go further here. Wow. So we have the lizard spirit, dream the world into being. And we have seahorse spirit, watch and wait. We've got more ocean vibes. It's almost like they need to be like this. Interesting. So we have two very different vibes. Just as you're a person of both emotional and intellectual power, you are someone who is deeply rooted in the past and very excited for the future, very innovative and excited about what kinds of innovations you can bring. This is great. Remain true to yourself. What a beautiful balance. There may be issues in finding your freedom if you don't maintain that balance. If you too heavily rely on what you've done in the past, what has been put on your plate. Not necessarily that you put it on there, but the hand that you were dealt, essentially. It can definitely tie you down if you think that you are no more than your commitments, but you are so much more. And so, especially with the Knight and the King here, there may be some stagnant energy with your relationships, with your commitments. It is time to revisit that. It is time to sink into yourself and ask yourself, if you can find a good relationship with happiness, if you can accept that energy into your life, ask yourself, what truly makes me happy? If that is a difficult question to answer, then try the other side. What makes me unhappy? And go from there. Look at whatever the reverse is of what makes you unhappy. At the same time, there is value in your past. There are times when you really were so happy. There are times when you had your life in order. It might not have lasted very long, maybe it did. But either way, you can look at those times in your life and understand what was going right. And if you can only think of the bad times, then you can understand through those bad times what was going wrong. What were you lacking? What did you need? What would have made you happy? There's a need for introspection here. I'm going to go back to the Eight of Cups. There is a need to get to know yourself. You cannot be truly free if you do not understand what it means to you and what it feels like. You can't be truly free if you don't know what you want. And you can't manifest if you don't have that clear picture. So that's what the seahorse is saying to me. Watch and wait. Watch yourself. Observe yourself. See if you can get an outside view. If you need to, you can pretend that you're a friend looking at yourself. Imagine what a friend would say to you, what a friend might ask you, what a friend might observe about you. Oh, and 5 and 3 add up to 8 as well. Very cool. Right next to the 8 of Cups. Yeah, this is a time for deep introspection. So if you can carve out that time to rest, do so. Meditate, journal. Use that beautiful mind to your advantage. Gather your information, and once you have enough of it, then you can be analytical. But just for now, experience and feel and record. Moving to the Ancient Wing and the Lizard Spirit. I love that they're both green and looking that way. These are very similar cards, actually. Putting in the practice of being your unique self will bring you to freedom, personal freedom. I'm going to pull this peace card out as well, because both of these green creatures are staring at it. This is giving me the impression that, because we have the happy mask and the sad mask, this is giving me the impression that you feel or you've felt in your life that you need to put on a performance for others so that they feel comfortable. You need to put on a performance to hide your uniqueness. And that is a belief, one of these beliefs that needs to be rooted out in your shadow work. The Peace card says, just because some people are fueled by drama doesn't mean you have to attend the performance. Make your life a drama-free zone. So this is speaking to me of expectations of others. Your life would be peaceful if you did not care what other people thought about you. You would be free if you could free yourself from that. And it feels like you've done, you are a unique person. You're a unique character. You've probably done a lot of work to try and embody really who you are and not care about what other people say. But it's an instinctual thing. It's a survival mechanism. And there's no reason, if you do feel like you've been inauthentic or anything like that, there's no reason to feel ashamed or bad about that. It's a survival thing. You did it to survive, and there's never any shame in that. But what these two lizards are telling you is that life can be so much richer if you just take the mask off. You can put it back on. In the right circumstances, you probably need that mask. It will keep you safe. But knowing that is something that you can get trapped in, that's important. Because your unique self gets covered up, and sometimes we forget that we're even wearing a mask. So keep that in mind, and trust that the universe will reward you for being who you are. Let me just pull a few more as final advice here. Anything else Pile 1's guides, want to say? Okay. All right, we've got an assortment here, so I'll read them quick. Oh, we have the Two of Pentacles. I kind of expected that. We had the balance here with the past and moving forward into your true self. But let's start with the first one. That's the Empress. Embracing your bounty. Two of Pentacles, finding more balance in your life, fulfilling what you need to in order to keep your life running smoothly, but also allowing yourself to indulge in your quirky weirdness. Letting that out will help you feel so much freer. We've got the Five of Wands. That is speaking up, standing up for yourself. Do not see your uniqueness as a burden anymore. That is your goal. Queen of Swords. Okay, so there's a need for a little bit of the word that is coming to me is mercilessness. there is a need for cutting some cords and ties. A very strong need. The Queen is wise. She has been hurt in the past, and she is not going to let that happen again. And finally, we have the Six of Coins. Indulge your inner child. Indulge your playful, sweet, innocent side. Allow yourself to take actions that don't fulfill your responsibilities. Allow yourself to have a little bit of a vacation from reality. It's something that you need in order to bring more balance into your life and, of course, bring more freedom in. So, Pile 1, that was your reading. I hope this was helpful for you. I know that freedom is a big and broad topic, but we all crave it, and we all have tasted it at least once, and we all deserve it. So I wish you all the best. Take care. Until next time. Bye. Hey, Pile 2. All right, let's get into your reading. First of all, we've got the Ease card. This is a general energy that's surrounding the whole reading. Today, I allow my life to be easy. I like that. Simple as that. First, we're going to look into what freedom looks like to you. Ooh, we've got the Four of Wands. King of Wands. Wow. Strength. So much fire. Okay. And the Lovers. Whoa. Wow. So freedom to you means a solid foundation. A solid home. A solid friend group. A solid idea of what your passions are and what you're doing with them. You can see in this card, we've got two dancers here. This dance that they're doing is both an expression of their free passion and their talent and skill that they have honed over time. So for you, freedom is about developing skills and being able to use them. That is stability for you. That leads into home security and friend security and financial security. 4 is a very secure, stable number, and we have 4 doubled here with strength, but we'll get to that. We've got the King of Wands. This is, well, okay, the light is going crazy. Sorry about that. We've got the King of Wands. This is a powerful energy. This is someone in charge of their domain. For you, freedom is power. Power is freedom. Having the ability to command your space. Again, kingdom, we've got houses on the bottom. I think having a stable home is quite important for you, Pile 2s. A stable home and a stable way to express your passion. You may be someone in a creative field. You could be a dancer or a performer or an artist or a creative director. Anything that gives you autonomy over your creative force is going to be the essence of freedom for you. I love that we have the Strength card. It's almost unexpected. Freedom for you is the ability to balance both sides of yourself, the analytical and the passionate, the sweet and maybe this side that has a bit of a bite to it. You are allowed to be both. You are allowed to be a dualistic being, and for you that is true freedom. We also have the Lovers, which is, again, the uniting of two energies. It could very well be that the freedom to choose who you love is important to you. It could be that you would like freedom in your relationships. You're not someone who wants to be really tied down by responsibility or obligations to someone else. You want to give love freely when you feel the urge to. You don't want to be feeling like you have to do favors for someone, or feeling like you're asked to do things that are outside your natural inclination, what you naturally would want to do. You want to feel the fire and act on it, and not be inhibited by worrying about how it's going to be taken by others. I'm going back to this ease card. For you, freedom is easy. It's the sense of easiness. It's the sense of no care in the world. That's really beautiful. So let's take a look at what is currently restraining you here. We'll go card by card, I think, just to keep it simple. So what's restraining you from having this creative stability, maybe a stable home life? King of Swords. You may be someone who feels like you have to use your creativity to get yourself ahead. You may be very strategic about how you use your creativity. You may feel like you must earn a living from your creativity. This might be for someone specific, but I'm getting the feeling like you can stifle your own productivity, your own creativity, by feeling like it needs to have a purpose or an end goal. You're a little controlling of your passions. Very interesting. This may also represent someone in your life, could be from the past, could be currently, who was really harsh, a very harsh critic, and you may have internalized that criticism. That, of course, would definitely hold you back from creating freely. Yes, self-critic. That's coming through strong. Let's take a look at the King of Wands. Okay, so we have the Five of Cups restraining you from getting that power that you're looking for. Autonomy over your own domain. Five of Cups indicates fixation with loss. You may be someone who grew up without a lot, or during your upbringing, you and your family lost a lot. You may be used to, you may have even lost friends or emotional support when you revealed yourself as the leader that you are. You may have felt judged, and now you hold yourself back from speaking out, from taking charge, because you are worried about the consequences. I'm feeling lack of support as well, especially because this critical King of Swords energy. You may just be lacking the support and the encouragement to push you to be the leader that you are. We've got strength with the Seven of Cups restraining your strength. Okay. So when I said you're allowed to be dualistic, maybe you feel like there's more dimensions to you than that. Maybe you have a hard time nailing down even 2 dimensions to you. There may be a lot of overwhelming options. This to me also speaks to influences around you that are hiding or obscuring your true strength, your ability to tame the beast within. The beast being your creative urges, your passions, your emotions, your anger, your instincts. Taming doesn't mean erasing. It doesn't mean that you've given this beast in you a lobotomy. I don't know why that's the word I'm thinking of, but it almost feels like you're afraid to narrow your interests and take control of even your own life because you think it will make things less interesting. And that's very interesting. I can vibe with that, though. I understand that. Sometimes chaos creates some really beautiful art. But at the same time, while you are a free spirit, you do crave some kind of stability, some kind of understanding of yourself. And honestly, I'm just getting the feeling of overwhelm. Like, when you think about trying to dive into your depths and understand how you work, understand the rational side of you, but also the unconscious, the bizarre, the mysterious, the deep, the dark, it's almost like it's too overwhelming. And it's easier to just go about your life as it is now and stomach that lack of freedom that you feel deep down. But since you're watching this reading, you're most likely looking to improve how you feel about how free you are. So let's get on with the last card here and then into the advice. So, what's currently restraining you with the Lovers? Wow, the Six of Cups. So, this does tie back to childhood. So there may be childhood memories, maybe parent relationships that didn't work out, or lack of great examples of relationships as you grew up. That could be one aspect. That's certainly nothing to... it can be a stumbling block, it can be a challenge, it can be painful, but it's nothing that will stop you in the end. You can always work through this sort of thing. The other side of the Six of Cups is an innocence, a sweetness, a generosity, and perhaps maybe even because of a lack of healthy relationship examples, maybe you gave yourself way too much in relationships, and you may have scared yourself away even because of the bad experiences, being taken advantage of, losing yourself in relationships. You might have been scared away from looking for one that really, really, really suits you. I'm getting this energy of just settling. I don't know if you're with someone or not with someone, but either way, it feels like you've settled for the way things are, and that's just not you. Look at all this fire. That's just not you. So let's get into the advice, shall we? Oh, okay. We've got the Roman tufted goose. Take heed of those who give warnings. Okay. And, oh, how cool. We've got the hanging parrot. This says, gain knowledge by surrendering to the universal flow. So this is such an interesting, talk about duality again. Being aware of how you can be taken advantage of, being aware of all the things that went wrong in the past, all the ways that you sacrificed your own freedom, maybe to make things easy. Maybe you're someone who knows that freedom should feel easy, but mistakes sacrificing your true needs in order to feel easy for true freedom, if that makes sense. That was quite the sentence. But there's a sense of escapism here. So, tapping into your instincts. This is going to be really important for you. Your intuition, your instincts, your guides, ancestors, anyone, any energy that can help you out right now that you enjoy connecting with, do so. I am getting the sense of guides, maybe even angels. It depends on what you're into. But definitely some kind of alarm system for you. Listening to your red flag triggers. Listen to them, because your idea of freedom is absolutely beautiful, but I don't see it coming through in these bottom cards. There's a lot where you convince yourself that you are fine. You convince yourself maybe that, you know, life is hard and you're not going to get what you want most of the time. And that's just not true. You can get what you want, even though life is hard. So, how do you get what you want? You pay attention to what you do not want. Very, very, very important. And listen to the signs. There might be, signs. There might be a lot of signs for you. Everyone's got their own take on signs. It's a very personal thing. So do what you will with that information. But let's look at the hanging parrot. So while it's important to be vigilant, it's also important to let go. There's, again, with this King of Swords energy, there may be an element of micromanaging to your personality. You may rely on your conscious mind, your logical brain, a little too hard at times, and you don't open yourself to the whimsy and sometimes folly of the universe. But in that whimsy and folly are true gifts. It's like, I'm going back to creativity because there's a lot, I don't know if you're an artist or not, but everyone is creative to some degree. And when you are engaging in a creative activity, there's that moment where you realize, oh no, I made a mistake. I put too much paint or something that I cannot take back now, and you just have to work with it. You just have to go with the flow. And sometimes it's just a learning moment and you scrap what you did and you start again. Other times it turns into the most beautiful piece of work you've ever done. And sometimes we're afraid. How do I replicate that? But that's the thing. For you, true freedom is allowing yourself to make mistakes, to make beautiful things, and to not worry about how to do it again. Just live your life. Live in the flow state whenever you can, and let the ingenuity, the creative forces, let love come in as it may. There's no need to control. So very interesting. They're harmonious, these two cards, but they're quite different as well. Let's take a look at your animal spirit cards. Parrot. I don't get this one very often. How cool. Watch your words. We have that under take heed of those who give warnings. Interesting. And the other one, owl. You are all about the birds. At least your guides wanted you to know that birds are a thing. So I wonder if birds are a sign for you. We also have a crow here. And two birds here. There's a lot of birds. And this griffin. Alright, let's take a look here. Okay, so with this parrot spirit, the message is to watch what you're saying, not to censor yourself, but to see where you're speaking words that other people gave to you. This is very interesting, and I feel like it's tying back to this King of Swords, this harsh criticism of yourself, this lack of playfulness. There are some things that you're telling yourself that are simply not true. So watching your words, watching what you speak, how you say things, do you phrase things in the negative or in the positive? Like, I can't do that today because X, Y, and Z. Or, today I am choosing something that I can do. I think that might be quite interesting for you as well, to really look at the type of language you're using and see if you can change it into something that allows more flow. And then we have the owl. You see clearly now. Yeah, The hanging parrot too is upside down, so this is a different perspective. I'm kind of getting the sense that you need to take a break from whatever it is you've been thinking about, whatever it is that you've been trying to resolve in your life, maybe relationships. It just feels like you've been really trying to intellectually process something. Maybe to do with loss or overwhelm or feeling vulnerable. And you've been applying your intellect to it, but it's not really getting you anywhere. There's an embedded wisdom in the owl. The owl doesn't think, it knows, and it acts. So with these two cards, again, intuition. Intuition is a huge message in here. Take some time to get into your intuition. There's some red flags in your life. And if you can just take some time away from your regular routines, then you're going to be able to see from a different perspective. Maybe even if it's just going for a walk in the park, or if you can take a few days off, go visit someone, go to the beach, just something that gets you out of your normal environment and brings you into a space where you can imagine a beautiful life for yourself and see what that life includes for you and what it does not include. See if you can find those warning signs, what you are not happy with. Let's pull just some final cards here. Whatever message Pile 2's guides would like them to know. Final message, please. Okay. And this is advice. The Five of Cups again. This idea that you are shaped by your loss, whatever that loss is, this idea needs to shift. And I said idea, but I think it's an emotion. I think we need to walk away from the intellectual side and really just allow yourself to feel that loss. Maybe that's it. Maybe you need to take some time to process that loss before you can understand what your body, what your emotions are telling you. Because we have the Chariot card. You can do this in a moment. You can have this resolved so easily if you can just face what it is that's holding you back. Because at the end of the day, yes, it feels like you went through some insanely difficult things. But at the end of the day, it's you keeping yourself here, no one else. So believe in your own power to free yourself. Because look at all these cards. These are powerful cards. We have a lot of fire here. The Lovers is about the uniting of two very different energies. You have that power within you to unite sadness and joy, to find a balance between the two. And I'll just return to this card for this last message. It won't be easy to look at these emotions. But at the same time, you are here and you are right now. And these things happened to you in the past. Your current self is one step away. And all it takes is the belief that you have the power to do the hard things and do them with ease. So I hope that helps, Pile 2. I hope that it helps you find a deeper connection with your freedom, because you really deserve to feel truly at ease. So all the best to you, and until next time, take care. Hello, Pile 3. let's get into your reading. You picked the Authenticity card. Let's take a look. Live life for you, not the audience in your head. Oh, I like that. So we'll leave that there for now. First, we're going to look into, what does freedom look like to you? Ooh, we have the Empress. I love that. Six of Wands. Knight of Wands. These are hard to read. And Queen of Coins. Okay, all right. It's almost double Empress energy here. So your freedom includes a lot of material stability and abundance. It is really super valid to desire material security and stability and prosperity for yourself. You have the Six of Wands. That's a card of a leader in a community, someone with some amazing message to bring. And so it makes sense that you're looking for that material stability and comfort. It could be comfort in your own body as well. These are very physical world, 3D kind of energies. But it's for a reason. This is not you being materialistic. This is you saying, I have something really important to deliver here. Six of Wands, Knight of Wands. You are passionate. I'm getting the sense that you want to change maybe the world. And that to you is true freedom. An individual who is able to make a mark on the world for the better. That is noble. I love that. That's beautiful. There's also a lot of feminine energy in here. So maybe expressing your divine feminine side is a part of freedom for you. That makes you feel free. You may also enjoy providing for others, being someone who can support others, offer a safe space, a shoulder to cry on even, someone who is a refuge for others. And that helps you feel free. I get almost like a warrior for justice, interestingly. An eco-warrior, maybe. That might be very specific for some of you. But let's take a look at what is currently restraining each of these freedom energies. The Devil. Classic card of restraint. Okay. Oh, so I did sense a little bit. I was trying to clarify, this is not you being materialistic. Maybe you do feel like you have a materialistic tendency, or you really want to stay away from that, and you're not a fan of that energy or people who embody that energy. You may feel it's selfish to gather resources, or even someone may have told you that it's not right for you to have them. And I'm not sure how much consciously you believe any of this. It feels, we've got this snake in a deep dark forest. This feels very unconscious. These are things programmed into you as you grew up. You may see material things at times as temptations from a devil energy, distractions from what's really important, this passion that you have. But see how they flank the passion. These material things support your passion, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm hearing burden. You may feel like you're a burden as well. For whatever reason, you may not be able to provide for yourself at the moment. And the ways that you feel like you should be able to make wealth, the traditional ways in society, getting the job, doing the 9-to-5, are just not available to you for whatever reason. It could be a health reason, because we do have the body here. It could be just your mind doesn't work like that. You need freedom, intellectual and creative freedom, and you can't, it's difficult to work under a deadline and stuff like that. It could be that vibe. Let's take a look at the next one. The Hierophant in reverse. So, what's keeping you from being a leader in your community on this planet? There's a disconnect from your internal sense of authority. It's very interesting. You may be someone who had a religious background, because we have the Devil and the Hierophant, which is traditionally the Pope. So you may have had beliefs instilled in you when you were young that still haunt you. Or not haunt, but control you. There's a disconnect from your natural ability to connect with the universe, with spirit, with God, whatever you like to call this collective universal energy that flows through all of us. There's a lack of belief. You also may be listening to someone who has a lot of authority in your life, and they might be leading you astray. So, what is restraining the Knight of Wands? 10 of Cups. Wow. Well, the Knight of Wands is a very independent energy. In fact, although we do have the Empress and the Queen of Coins, these could be seen as motherly energies. So you may have a family that depends on you, and that would restrict your personal freedom to an extent. That is kind of how families work. But it doesn't have to be that way. I think the 10 of Cups is your ideal version of what a family is, what happily ever after is supposed to look like. Again, if you were that person who had a religious upbringing, it would be a very specific image implanted in your mind of what this happy family is supposed to be. This can also be obligations and just things that you mistakenly believe make you happy. But looking again at this row of freedom here, what freedom looks like to you, while you are a provider, while you are someone who generates abundance and wealth, you are someone who stands out from the crowd. You are a trailblazer. And it might feel like having a happy family and being a trailblazer, I mean, unless you want to girl boss it or boy boss it, then which is very unsustainable, let's be real. Not everyone, people can't be everything to everyone at all times, and that really is the vibe I'm getting off of this 10 of Cups. You want to fulfill others' emotional needs, but it infringes on your personal freedom at the moment. That is how your life is set up. Last card here for what your restraints are. Queen of Coins. So this is interesting. The Empress and the Queen of Coins are very similar energies, but we have two very different things happening here. So this is the Ace of Cups. This is love at its purest, refined and fermented over time, lovingly crafted into a delicious brew. This is a barrel of sake. This is your source of energy, and you're pouring it out for others. You are offering it up to everyone but yourself. There's no flow of love to you happening here. There is diligence and hard work and feeling obligated and perhaps chained to your obligations. And there is love that pours out of you. There is energy to support others, but where is it for yourself? You don't believe in yourself. So, I feel for you. This is a difficult place to be in. Let's see what your guides have to say. What advice do they have How can you move towards freedom? Oh, okay. So we have the starling. And it says, find strength in social community and achieve your goals. Yeah, the vibe that I'm getting from your energy, your reading, is that you feel as though you must do things yourself. You must be the provider. You must emotionally comfort and soothe. But where's your community? Where's your group of people that brings you back up after you've fallen down? No person is an island. No person can do that all on their own. We are a social species. And so are starlings. And you may be surrounded by people, these people that you're giving to, but it doesn't feel like a truly supportive energy coming from them, supporting who you are, who you want to be, your dreams, your desires, your wisdom is not taken fully seriously. So finding a community where your insights, your interests, they line up. There are people who are really excited to see whatever it is you're going to create in this world. They're very excited to hear what you have to say. That is how you're going to start to find your freedom a little bit more. And we have the owl, short-eared owl. Inner peace and a sense of wonder are regained by immersing yourself in nature. Wow. And we have a lot of earth energy here. Freedom and nature for you are really tied together. I think when you are immersed in nature, you can see everything in your life from a different perspective. And maybe when you're in nature normally, you disconnect from your life. You don't think about it. You just, I'm here. I'm in this beautiful space on this beautiful planet. I'm not going to think about my problems. That's great. Everyone needs a break. But there's an energy of avoidance here because there's so much love pouring out. How can you not feel that it's not sustaining? Because you're avoiding. So let me take a look and see if these cards have anything to offer before. Okay, so we have the elephant spirit. Learn from the past. It does feel like your energy is a bit contained here, restrained. You may be anxious about trying to find a community of people who you can show your true self to and be understood by. And that might be because you were burned in the past. Allow your past to inform who you surround yourself with now. Who did you like? Who did you not like? Seek those people out. Do it energetically. Just put it out into the universe. Remember what it felt like to enjoy being with whoever people you can think of. Just pull that energy, pull that emotion into your body and tell the universe, I'm here with them now. I'm here with them now. I have a community. I feel them out there. And the universe will naturally pull them to you. This could be a community online. This could be a nature-based community, maybe farming or ecology or activists for the planet, for the environment. It could be any number of things, but the important thing is not who or how, it's what you want to feel. And use your past to inform that. Wow! And then we have the great mystery, or trust the great mystery with the whale spirit. You are a deeply spiritual person, pile 3. You are deeply spiritual people. And all that you want to do is live your authentic selves. That's so beautiful and noble, and you deserve to do that. Working on this belief is going to be big. You are a child of nature too, and you deserve as much respect as you give to other people. I'm getting the sense that strengthening your boundaries is going to be very, very helpful as you search for your tribe. Using that past to tell you what worked for you and what did not work for you. Putting your faith in nature, putting your faith in the universe. Remembering that, again, you are a part of nature and you are a part of the universe. So if you can put your faith in nature and the universe, you are technically putting your faith in yourself. And you don't have to negotiate this. The devil is asking you to make sacrifices, to let go of things that you feel able to let go of. But these things, you're too used to doing that. It's too easy for you to sacrifice. So again, learning from the past, when did you make decisions that compromised your authenticity? It may be difficult to call these things up, and it's not really worth rehashing the past. Who did what? Who said what? It's more the feeling. So just focus on that. You don't have to get too into it. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Just focus on the feeling. When did you feel like your authentic self? Who made you feel not like your authentic self, or that you weren't allowed to be? And either, if you can, cut that person out. If they're still in your life, make peace with it. Cut cords, energetic cords. But more than anything, you really need to pour this love into yourself. Let's take a look. I'm going to pull a few more tarot cards. Final advice for moving towards their freedom for pile 3. We have the 8 of Swords. This is something you feel your hands are tied on. You may be waiting for an opportunity to be free. 4 of Cups. Unsatisfied with your current circumstances, but just waiting for the universe to offer a solution. Ace of Wands. The solution is in you all along, isn't it always? The solution is your passion. You are a fiery person, pile 3. Y'all are fiery. You have a sense of right and wrong. You have a sense of when someone is treading on you and not treating you right. But you have, you know what, this devil, this might even be you enacting this repression on yourself. You have a strong capability of repressing your emotions, your desires, for the good of others. And that's so beautiful, because that's part of what makes you feel free, is to provide for others. And you should be free to do that. But when it starts to take away your own freedom to give to others, you are limiting yourself in how much you can give, ultimately, because you're going to burn out. And it looks, with these 2 cards, it looks like you've gone through burnout. You're maybe headed there again. You're trying to keep it together, and you really don't have to. You can just let it all hang out. I'm not saying to get into any crazy arguments with anyone, but allowing your passion and desire in the very moment that you feel it to flow out of you authentically, without any filters. That is your best antidote to feeling trapped. It is your choice. It is your decision to let yourself free. No one can make that choice for you. and no one can truly take your freedom away. It is only you. So go have a conversation with your family members or whoever in your life that you need to stop giving so much to. Go claim your power, and you will start to feel more free day by day. I hope that helped, Pile 3. I really do, and I wish you all the best. Until next time, take care.